Hello students, I am Kinjal Parmar. Welcome back to the video lecture series of Digital Fundamental. Today we will discuss successive approximation A to D converter. So let's start with this successive approximation A to D converter. This successive approximation A to D converter is basically most widely used analog to digital converter. This successive approximations analog to digital converter is one of the most widely used analog to digital converter. This analog to digital converter circuit consists of one comparator circuit, one control logic circuit, then one digital to analog converter, that is our DAC circuit. Okay, here to convert our analog information into a digital, here we use digital to analog converter. Okay, so to convert analog information into digital, here we use digital to analog converter. So this successive approximation analog to digital converter consists of one comparator circuit, one control logic circuit, then one output resistor which is used to store our output bit, and one analog to digital converter. Okay, so here in this successive approximation analog to digital converter, we have a digital to analog converter for conversion of our digital information into analog, and using this DAC we can convert our analog information into a digital. Okay, so here this successive approximation analog to digital converter has a fixed amount of conversion time. Okay, here we have a fixed conversion time because this conversion time here in this successive approximation does not depends on input value. It has a fixed amount of conversion time. Okay, that's why this successive approximation is quite widely used to convert our analog information into a digital form. The basic principle of this successive approximation analog to digital converter is basically, here we have a one control logic circuit. Okay, here we have a one control logic circuit. So this control logic circuits is one by one enable different bits. Okay, here for example, if we have a 4-bit digital output, so in this control logic circuit 4 bits are one by one activated. Okay, and according to that this bit is stored into our output resistor, and then this output of output resistor is given to digital to analog converter. Okay, this digital to analog converter is convert this digital information into analog, and now this analog information is compared with our input voltage. Okay, here this analog input and our digital output. Okay, here analog input, that means our actual analog value, and here in this control logic circuit we have a digital output. This digital output is again converted into analog, that means here we have this reference voltage. Okay, so this reference voltage or says this digital to analog converter output is compared with our input voltage. Okay, and if input voltage is greater than this digital to analog converter, so a bit into our control logic circuit is retained, that means that bit remains same. Okay, that bit remains same whenever input voltage is greater than our this digital to analog converter, and if digital to analog converter has a greater value, that means greater voltage as compared to our input voltage, so the bit is reset in a control logic. Okay, so the bit is reset in our control logic circuit. So this is the basic principle of successive approximation analog to digital converter. Here what we are doing, we produced a digital binary pattern for each and every 4 bits, or if we have a more than 4 bits, so we consider all the bits and one by one we make a bit 1, and then we calculate approximated analog value, and then we compare it with our analog informations, and using this approximations method we can get a actual digital output. Okay, by just assuming a random values, by making one by one all bits 1 in our control logic, okay, and then we approximate the value, and using this so we convert our analog information into a digital form. Here we have this basic circuitry for successive approximation analog to digital converter, okay. This is basically a simple circuitry to convert our analog information into a digital form. Here first we have a operational amplifier comparator, okay. Here we have a basically comparator. This triangle is our comparator in which we compare two values. Here we compare two values, that is our analog input and this output of digital to analog converter, okay. Here we compare our input voltage and this digital to analog comparator's output. So here we have a two values, that is our input voltage and output voltage of digital to analog converter. So here we make a comparison and here we compare two voltage with subtraction method, okay. This here comparison is done using subtraction method. For example, if we have two numbers A and B, okay, so if we know that A greater than B or A less than B or A equal B, so we can do subtraction, that means A minus B. So if we calculate A minus B and if result is positive, that means A greater than B. If result is negative, that means A less than B, and if result is 0, so we know that A equals to B, okay. So if we want to compare two input voltages, we have to do a comparison using subtraction method. So here this comparator is basically compare our voltage, okay. So here we have a one plus terminal in which we give this input voltage. In this negative terminal we use this digital to analog comparator's output, okay. So here basically this input voltage minus digital to analog converter output is basically subtracted, and after that we have an idea about either our input voltage is greater or less or equal, okay. Whenever input voltage is greater, so in this control logic whatever the bit is generated, it will be retained and it will be stored into our output register, okay. And if input voltage is less, then our this bit is basically reset, okay. So whatever the bit is set over here in control logic is basically reset and then again stored into our output register. So here we have a next is a control logic. This control logic is basically used to generate a bit pattern, okay. This control logic circuit is used to generate a bit pattern, and whatever the data of this control logic is transferred into our output registers, our final digital output will be stored into this output register, okay. And this output register is basically used to store different patterns, and at the end of this control logic circuits generations we have our actual output, okay. So here in this output register our data is stored into this, and this output of this output register is given to this digital to analog converter to calculate approximate value of this digital values, okay, which is generated into the control logic circuit, and then again it is fed over here and then again calculation is done, okay. So for 4 bit, let's take an example. We have some values of analog input and this control logic circuit generates some bit patterns, and according to that how we can convert this analog input into its equivalent digital form. So first, for example, here we have some random analog input value, that is 10.3 volt, okay. Here we have an analog value that is 10.3 volt, and initially this control logic circuit can't generate some bit pattern, so initially it will be 0 0 0, okay. Here we calculate for 4-bit digital output. So this control logic circuit first enables one bit, that is our MSB, okay. So here this bit is generated over here like this pattern 1 0 0 0. Now this value is stored into our output resistor, and the value of output resistor is given to this digital to analog converter. So if we consider step size is equals to 1, so basically this 1 0 0 0 is basically 8. So the value of this digital to analog converter we get, that is 8 volt, okay. So here we have a 8 volt whenever we convert this digital information into analog form. So here we have this decimal number 8, and if we consider step size 1, so we have a 8 into 1 volt, that is our step size. So here we have a 8 volt. Now here this output is given to this comparator circuit. So here we have a comparison between 10.3 and 8. Okay, so comparison is done by subtraction method. So here we have a subtraction, that is 10.3 minus 8. So basically here we have an answer, that is 2.3. Okay, so 10.3 minus 8, which is equivalent to 2.3. So here we have a positive value, that means our input voltage is greater than our analog output. Okay, so here this V in is greater than this Vx, that is our approximate value. So the value of this bit, okay, here we generate this bit pattern, and due to this bit pattern we have a output like this. That means our input voltage is greater than our DAC output. Okay, so this bit will be retained. Okay, this bit will be retained and it will be stored into output resistor like this. Okay, so this bit will be retained into our output resistor. Okay, so this is how our approximated binary pattern is generated each and every time. Okay, so this is how binary pattern is generated. Still here we have a different bit, because here we have a 4 bits. So one by one we have to make a different bit 1, and then we have to calculate over here. So okay, so this is our first pattern. This is our first pattern. So we get 1 0 0. For this we have a analog input greater than our digital analog converter outputs. Okay, so here we generate this binary pattern. Now next we have to generate for a second bit. Okay, this is our result is generated over here. That means first MSB must be 1 in our result. Okay, so here we decide that first MSB must be 1. Now we generate a second bit, that is 1. Okay, so here we have a 1 1 0. So this bit will be stored into our output resistor now. So here we have a binary pattern, that is 1 1 0 0. Now we generate next binary pattern. We know that our MSB is 1. Okay, now we check for next bit, that is either we have to make this bit 1 or we have to make this bit 0. Okay, so here we have a 1 1 0 0. This data is stored into output resistor. Now this is given to our digital to analog converter circuit. So it will be 1 1 0 0. That means a 12. So it generates analog output, that is 12 volt, and this is again fed over here. Okay, so here we have a comparator's input, that is 10.3 and 12 volt. Okay, so here after comparison we have a 10.3 minus 12, that means minus 1.7. So here we have a negative value. Okay, here we have a negative value. That means our analog input is less than our DAC output. That means our DAC output is greater. So here whenever this DAC output is greater, we have to reset this bit. Okay, due to this next bit 1, we have here binary patterns, and according to that our analog output is higher. So okay, so we have to reset this bit. So whenever V in less than VAX, so this approximated value, so this bit will be reset. So next we have a binary pattern is 1 0 0 0. Okay, so here we have a pattern, that is 1 0 0 0, because this second bit must not be 1, because whenever we make this bit 1, we have a higher digital to analog converter. That means our approximated value is basically goes too far. Okay, so here we have to reset that bit, and here we have our finally bit patterns over here. Okay, so this is how we calculate over here. Now we have to make next, that means third bit 1. So here we have a binary pattern 1 0 1 0. So it will be stored over here 1 0 1 0, and it is given to this digital to analog converter 1 0 1 0. So this is basically a 10. So here we have a 10. Now compare this value. So here we have a 10.3 minus 10, that means 0.3. Okay, so that means a positive value. So we can say that this input voltage is greater than our output. Okay, that means digital analog converter output. That means we have to retain this bit. Okay, so whenever we make this third bit equals to 1, we have a approximate perfectly value. Okay, here we get approximate value over here. So this bit pattern is like 1 0 1 0 over here. Okay, so here first bit must be 1, then next bit must be 0, third bit must be 1 over here, and hence we get a perfect value over here. So this bit will be written like this. So we have a binary pattern 1 0 1 0. Okay, so this is we check for a third bit, and this is how we get our pattern here. Okay, so here we have a this 1 0 1 0 pattern. Now in a control logic circuit we have to enable last bit equals to 1. Okay, so here we have a 1 0 1 1 pattern. Here we have a 1 0 1 1 pattern. Okay, so this will be stored into this, and then it is transferred over here. So 1 0 1 1. So here due to 1 0 1 1 we have a analog output voltage, that is 11 volt. So it is given to here. So this comparator compares this value. So here we have a 10.3 minus 11. That means our analog input is less than our digital to analog converter output. So this bit must be reset. Okay, so this bit must be reset. Okay, this bit must be reset over here. So here we reset this bit and we have a final value, that is 1 0 1 0. And after calculating approximate value, we got our correct answer, that is our 1010. Okay, so this is how this successive approximation analog to digital converter converts analog informations into digital informations by approximately calculating values by making 1 bits enable at a time. Okay, in a control logic circuit we generate a binary patterns approximately, and then we convert that binary patterns output into analog form, and then we compare with our actual input voltage, and if we check we have a approximate near value or not. Okay, if we have a greater value, so we retain that bit, and if we have a lesser value, then we reset that bit. So this is how this successive approximation analog to digital converter circuit works. Okay, here in this successive approximation analog to digital converter has a fixed amount of conversion time. Here for n bit analog to digital converter we have to wait for n bit times. Okay, so the conversion time of this analog to digital conversion is basically capital N into a time required, or says a time required by a 1 clock cycle. Okay, so n into this clock cycle, or if we convert that clock time into a frequency, so here we have a n into 1 upon f clock, that means clock frequency into digital. That means here we have a 4-bit digital to analog converter in a previous example. Okay, so here if we have a some f clock frequency, and if we want to calculate conversion time, so which is equivalent to 4 into 1 upon that frequency. Okay, so this is how we can calculate conversion time of this successive approximation analog to digital converter, and this is how our successive approximation analog to digital converter works for various digital patterns. Thank you.